Hello, I'm your presenter Maurice Dimba. Please welcome to this presentation. Today I'm going to take you through a very simple demonstration that is all about how to import XY coordinates to TEKLA structures. These coordinates, you are going to use them to create bridge abutments and the wing walls, and also to set up the steel bridge deck. Welcome once again to this presentation. Now, the importation of X, Y coordinates to TEKLA structure will take two routes. That is, we'll import them from Excel to AutoCAD, then from AutoCAD to TEKLA structures. Now, I had previously arranged for coordinates. These coordinates are for this bridge. You can see these coordinates here. So you type all these coordinates into your Excel sheet, then tag them to AutoCAD. Then from AutoCAD, we walk all the way to TEKLA structures. From TEKLA structures, now you can create your abutments and set up your steel bridge deck. Now we'll walk back to Excel sheet. Now from Excel sheet, once you've typed all these XY coordinates into Excel, now we'll create a formula here that will combine these two cells into one. Now from here, we'll just click on the next column, then come to formulas. From formulas, just click that drop down arrow, then come to concatenate. Click on that, then drag this there. If by any chance it's blocking you from seeing everything from the screen. Now from here, I'll click this, the first coordinate. Then from there, I'll feed in a comma. Then when I come here, I'll feed this, and I'll just go ahead and click OK. Then from here, if before we go ahead, if you take a closer look, you'll see this and this has been combined into one cell. Now I'll just come down here and drag this all the way down. I'll drag this all the way down to that end. I've created all these points. I'll just drag that up. It has been left out. No problem at all. Now these are the coordinates that I'll copy, paste into AutoCAD. Then from AutoCAD, I'll convert them to PDF, then take them to TEKLA structures. Thereafter, I'll be able to work on these coordinates accordingly. Now I'll go straight and press Ctrl C. Then I go to AutoCAD. From AutoCAD, I'll go to Home, click that drop down arrow and select multiple points. I'll pick that. I'll click on that. Then come here, right click and go to paste. Then just click on the screen. Just go ahead and press escape. This small dot is where all the points have been placed. Now to see this closely, you just go ahead and right click and come to zoom. Right click again and go to zoom extent. Still you are not able to see them. We are able to see them, but they're very small. Now to enlarge these points, you just come on your keyboard and type P type and go ahead and press enter. Now pick this, among these point style, you can pick whichever suits you. Now I'll pick this and go ahead and click OK. Now these are my points, but they're slightly bigger. I need to downsize them. I'll go ahead and type P type and go ahead and click and enter that. Now I'll make them a bit smaller and go ahead and do that. Now from here I'll join all these my points, and please note that once you've seen how the drawing itself look, you see this point 13, 8, this and that. These are for the foundation itself. Now those are not important for us. We're interested in the abutment, the wing walls and the abutments points. Wing wall and abutment points, those are the points we will follow, and for the foundation we'll just neglect because they have no importance to us at this moment. Now I'll go ahead and switch back to my AutoCAD, and I'll go straight and join the points. I'll use polyline. I'll go to polyline and join all these points. I'll come right there to that spot and run all the way to that end. Just zoom closer and join that end. Just come down here and do the same thing. Just come down here and do the same thing right there and join that also, and run all the way to that end and join that. Come here and join that. Come all the way and join this. Just join all this and close at this spot. Right click and click close. We've created that, those wing wall and abutment. I'll go back to polyline and join these two, all these points. I'll click on that spot and click on that, run all the way to this spot, come all the way to that spot, come back and join this. Just go ahead and link up all these spots right there, right here, then join this to this spot. Right click and close everything. Now if you come here and try to measure, if you snap on that spot and run all the way to that spot, you'll be able to see it's actually in meters. Now we want to convert this to millimeters. Now will force us to downscale it by 1,000, just convert it to millimeter, manageable size. After highlighting all these, right click and come to scale. Then on the command line, just click there and type 1000. Wrong. Right click and escape that. Highlight everything, right click and go to scale, and please specify the base point. We'll click on that spot, then click on the command line. We'll feed in 1 meter, that is 1,000, and we'll just go ahead and press enter on the keyboard. Then on the empty screen, right click and come to zoom. Right click again, come to zoom extent. Now this is what we've created. Now type P type, enter that. Try to downsize the 2 points and do it again, bring it up by 2. Now these are our points, but our dimension is very, very small. We'll go ahead and just type D on the keyboard and enter that. This dimension style manager will come up for us to set up everything. Now I'll click modify and come to text. I'll give this to 250 and come to primary units and I'll give it 2 decimal points. I'll come to text. I'll come to arrow and give it architectural tick. I'll come to that. I'll set all these to how I want them to appear. I'll set that. I'll come to text and offset these to that from dimension line. I'll come to arrows. Arrow size I want 200. Then lines, I want to offset that. I've set that already. And next, I'll go ahead and click OK. Then I'll set this as my current preference. I'll set that and go ahead and close that. This is what I wanted to do. Now, I don't want this comma. I'll just go ahead and right click and repeat the dimension style and go back to modify. Then come to primary units. I'll come to decimal separator. I'll pick period and I'll click OK and set this as my current preference. That's it. Still, the decimal points are not really important for us now. I just right click again and do away with it, and I'll go to modify. Then come to primary units. I'll pick precision to 0. Perfect. Apply and set that as your current. Perfect. I'll escape that and just click on that and drag it closer to where I want it to be. I'll do the same thing at this end. I'll do the same thing at this end. I'll measure that. Take it to this end. Escape that. Want to use aligned measurements, aligned dimensions. I'll snap on that spot and place it there. Perfect. Now what we are going to do is to set up the midpoint here. I'll come back home and pick line. My midpoint is here. I'll snap right there and run all the way to this end. Right there. Now I'll click on that. Come to copy. From here, I'll just snap at that bottom end and just direct my cursor to this end, to that end, and type 2 meters. I need an interval of 2 meters. Perfect. Now I'll click on that, right click and click copy and pick on that and snap it right here and do the same thing here. Perfect. Now I'll do the same thing here. I'll pick that, right click and click copy and pick it right from the bottom end here. Then run all the way to that spot. Right click. Perfect. We have 5 beams. Now from this end, we need an offset of 300. I'll click from that end. I'll snap here. I'll snap there. Just direct my cursor on that direction and type 345. 345. I'll enter that. This will be the center to center of the beam, that end to this end. I'll come back here and do the same thing here. Just snap there, just direct your cursor maybe somewhere there. Right click and enter. We'll just do a copy from this spot. Right click and click copy from that end and place it here all the way to the bottom end. Just snap on that spot, snap on that spot, snap on this spot. Perfect. We'll do the same thing here. Just click on that, right click and come to copy. Just place it there. Place another one here. Place another one here. Place another one here, right click. Perfect. Now from this end, we'll just put a line here from that spot to this spot and give it an offset of 300. We'll click move. To this direction, 300. We enter that, copy that to this end. Yes, copy from that spot and place it here. Copy it and place it here. Place it there. Then give it an offset, but will not really offset it, to just move it straight to a position of your preference, of our preference. I'll give it 300. I'll enter that. Now I'll do an extension there, type and extend this. Extend. Then want to extend that, want to extend this. Right click and do the same thing here. Right click, select that, extend this. Then extend that, extend that. We can change how our lines look like, but that one we'll do later on. Now we can turn this to follow up our XY axis. I'll select everything and come to rotate. I want to rotate this to XY plane. Just turn this, make it a bit straight, maybe there. Perfect. Let's press Control. Now the best way, you just come here and come to line, click that, highlight everything here, pick all the points. It might take a bit of time, but as long as you get the information right. Now I'll come right there and turn this and turn that accurately right there. It's not accurate. We'll undo that. We'll pick that line from that spot like that, highlight everything, pick all the points, make sure you pick all the points, right click and come to rotate and turn this round. Turn that round accurately and click it right there. Now we'll delete that, it has no use to us, and delete that. Perfect. Now from here we want to take this to our TEKLA, but prior to that we want to place the bracings. We'll come to line right there, we'll make this right angle or ortho. From there we'll just click we'll set that in TEKLA structures. Just put some dimensions here, some dimensions there, right there and here. Right click and repeat that from there to here. Perfect. Now we'll go ahead and convert this to PDF. We'll go to that and go straight to print. From print, I'll go straight to from DWG to PDF. Please note that don't use Adobe, use DWG to PDF. Click that, then come to select your paper size, make that landscape, come to window, then make sure you highlight everything here perfectly. Come to that and select monochrome, accept that. You can preview this. This is what we wanted and exactly what has come up. Now right click and go ahead and plot. Give it a name, presentation 1. You can save it on a desktop. You can save this to desktop. Just click desktop and go ahead and save it. It will open automatically. Presentation 1. Here it is. Now we want to take this to TEKLA structure. Now I'll minimize this, then come to TEKLA structures, and prior to importing to TEKLA structures, we'll set up our grid to suit the requirements of our bridge abutment and the wing walls. Now what we are going to use, this setup that I did previously, this one here. We'll use this because what we are trying to do is just similar to this. Now we'll use all these dimensions to create our grid. We'll go straight away to TEKLA structures and feed all these information. We'll use this 26, 33, 47, 78 and that. We'll just go straight to that and double click on our grid and feed all these information. Please note the X, Y axis. This is our Y axis, this is our X axis. Now we want our X axis. We'll start from 0, then 2, then 26, 33, then 4 by 4 7 7 8. We have 1 2 3 and 4. We'll just go ahead and feed 47 78. Then come to Y axis. We have here 2 meters, 2 meters, 2 meters. How many are there? 1 2 3 and 4. We'll come back to TEKLA structures, click that, then from here just feed that 4 by 2 meters. That's all. Then the heights are not that important. We can just open it up to that level. We do the same thing here. Bring this to 3 meters, 3 meters. Then set this to alphabets of your preference, or you can feed numbers A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Then this one can go proceed up to 5. Then go ahead and click modify and click yes. something wrong, something wrong. Modify that, click yes, double click on that, and come here and feed. We forgot to another number there. Click modify, click yes, close this, click on that, right click and feed to entire model. Now from here we'll go back to our PDF and import it to TEKLA structure. We'll come here and click that. We'll come straight to import, then import PDF document, click on that. Then this insert PDF reference model will come up. Just go to browse, then access it from your desktop. That was presentation 1. Go ahead and click open. Then the scale is here 1:1 and that. Go ahead and click OK. Then snap right at the bottom here. Snap right at the bottom here. Click it right there. Then wait for the response. Then zoom closer. You'll be able to see this is what we've imported. Now, prior to doing anything else, we want to create views. Right click on that spot and create views along the grid line. Go ahead and click create. We want grid 1 and we also want grid 5. Perfect. We'll go ahead and close that. Close this. We'll switch back to our isometric view. From here, we want to scale this. We want to scale this, and to scale this, we want to use this setup itself to scale it up in order to fit it the whole grid. Now, first of all, we have this measurement and we have this measurement. They're similar, of course. Now we'll go to edit, we'll come to measure, pick distance, then snap at that spot and snap at that spot. If I'm taking the measurement practically, it is 87 and 18, 87.18. I'll divide this 10, 3, 14 by 87, 18. I'll minimize this and go for my calculator. I'll minimize everything here and pick my calculator here. Then switch back to AutoCAD, to Inventor, to TEKLA Structures, and do my calculations here. Now I'll go ahead and type 10 31314. I'll divide that by 87.18. I'll go ahead and get what I want. Now I want to scale this. I want to scale this using this. I'll go ahead and double click on this. Double click on that. Once you've double clicked on that, this will come up. Reference model. We'll bring up our calculator and feed all this on scale. Now I'll feed in 118 0.30. I'll feed here 118.30, 69,511, 69,511. I'll go ahead and click modify and expand that. I'll close this and I'll use it if it's not coming up accurately. Now I'll come to measure and check whether I've scaled this correctly. I'll pick on that spot and snap at this end and check my measurement here. It's 1031.3.6, which is not accurate. Now I'll take this and divide by that again. I'll come to my calc and take 10,314 and divide it with 103. Divide it by 103.13 and get that. Now I'll divide all these. I'll divide this by 1.00009696.5. 1.0000. Check that accurately. 96.96.5. 1.000096.96.5. Check that whether it's accurate. 96.96.5. Go ahead and modify that. No, not accurate. And do that. Not accurate. Now we'll just go ahead and click that, right click and click move from that spot to that spot. Click expand. Double click again and use this as your reference scale and downscale it to a level you understand it better. Now we'll use this as a part 1 and proceed on part 2 in explaining everything that will be going on how to create other parts like the abutments and the wing walls. Thanks a lot for watching this presentation, and let's meet on the next presentation. Bye bye.